Good evening. God bless you. God bless you. Okay, we are back. We are back on. We're going to give the viewers an opportunity to get back on board. I apologize, and hopefully you are hearing clearer. I see some head shaking. Okay, all right. So let's give our audience time to come back on board. Here they come. They're so obedient. Look at them. They're coming on board. They're coming on board, and we're so thankful for your obedience. Listen, we have been using this platform probably now for about 6 months. We have never had a problem, never had a out of your problem. But hey, it is what it is, and we are back, and we are still going to move forward. We are still moving forward, and that's the good thing. So, listen. So this is what's going to happen tonight. This is our second session of our teaching in series on temperance. Our teaching in series on temperance, and we have been dealing with the area of healthier lifestyles, which is directly connected to how we eat and what we eat. And, in the beginning of the year, we always get those things where people are trying to figure out a way to live healthier, to be healthier. And so it was just in my spirit. I believe it was a godly inspiration to bring that forward, so that we can have a great, healthy 2021 in the middle of this pandemic. What an awesome time to strengthen our bodies and to make sure that we are able to fight against these viruses and diseases, so that we can make it to the other side of this. So I'm so thankful for this opportunity to be able to bring this before you. Now, I have a family, an old friend. Well, we're not that old, but I have a friend, and actually we're childhood friends that just happen to be living on the East Coast now. He authored a book titled The Real Truth. The Real Truth. And listen, it's selling everywhere. People all over the nation has been benefiting from his research and his expertise. And we are so happy to have him back. We had him here in January on our first session. And guess what? He's back again on tonight. And we'll be back again in March for our, we call it a 90-day sprint. You can call it that if you like, to good health, a 90-day sprint to good health. So we're happy to have Jantonio. He's in the back. He's backstage now, and we're going to be bringing him forth. But what I wanted to do before that was even after the first session, we have had members of my church, family, and friends that have already started their journey. They've started their journey to good health, and they have had some great results already. 30 days in, and they have already had some great results. And so we're going to bring them on board and allow them to share their experience so far. I told them they have about 45 seconds to a minute, and then because we want to hear more of what Jantonio Turner is going to bring to us tonight, but they want to share theirs. But guess what? Before that, we want to do one other thing. We have one other presentation, and this is going to get us ready and get us get us excited about the information. We have some, they say you don't need music in church, but one thing about it is it is an advantage. It does help. Music is almost like a nice cool lemonade or tea on a hot day, a good song. So listen, what we want to do at this time is we're going to bring forth some music ministry for you as we prepare to move forward. And I just want you to sit back. I want you to enjoy. And you may even know some of these people as they begin to minister to you in song at this moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, just for your listening pleasure tonight, Judah. Okay, okay, I hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me? Okay, so all right, we are bringing that to you at another time. Listen, I was here in the background enjoying the song until I got your message that you could not hear it. And trust me, we have tested this probably about 4 times today, and everything went well. But know what? It's still all good. It's still all good. So listen, this is what we're going to do at this time. We're going to bring back Gentonio Turner and just introduce him to you. And then when he comes back in, we're going to bring our first testimonial that's going to share his experience as it relates to intermittent fasting and how it has impacted him. So let's bring our guest in now. Welcome with me, East Coast, from the West Coast, Gentonio Turner.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Gen-
very much for having me. Can you hear
yeah,
me?
thank
Can
you.
you hear me?
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
really appreciate the opportunity to share with you and your congregation and other friends that are joining in to learn and discuss this beautiful topic that we all can use for a better life.
That's right. That's right. Listen, I appreciate you, Antonio, for being patient. I was saying before I brought you on that we've never had any issue with this platform, and tonight we've had two already. But hey, we're not gonna focus on that. I believe that even though we got off to a later start, we are going to hit the people that need to hear this information. And I think as we was talking, we were conversing earlier today, and we said to each other, if we can reach one person,
That's right.
if we can reach
That's
one
right.
person, then tonight will be a success. So before we go into your presentation for tonight, I'm going to bring in one of the brothers of the church. His name is John Price, and he have already started. He's already started, and he's going to share with us exactly his results, how things are going, his successes, his challenges, and so that we can put a real face on what we are trying to do here. So at this time, I want my Signs and Wonders audience to please receive your brother and your friend, Brother John Price.
Good evening, Signs and Wonders family and friends. Hope y'all all doing good today,
How
this
you doing,
evening.
John? How you doing,
Good,
John?
doing very well. I decided to go ahead and start the fast because I changed jobs again. Thank God, got a better position. But this position, I'm not moving as much as I used to. So I said I had to
Mhm.
step up my, stay on my weight loss goals.
Right.
So me and my wife, after 8 o'clock, we don't eat, and usually I don't start eating again till after, say, 1 or 2 o'clock.
So
I'm
John, so
moving a
what you're
lot.
saying? So what you're saying? Did I hear you say that you eat after 8 p.m.?
Yeah, after 8 p.m. at night, we don't eat, and then I
Okay.
don't start again until usually after 1. Sometimes it's even 2 o'clock.
Wow.
Moving
Wow.
and drinking water.
Uh-huh.
It really doesn't. It just comes, and it doesn't even bother me. I have to remind myself to eat a lot of
Wow.
time. Yeah, so it's really done. I've lost 10 pounds, so
Wow.
it's done
And,
well. Yeah.
and this is about what, 30 days, then, Tony? I mean, John.
Yeah. Since you can say about the first of the year, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
about 30
Okay.
days, yeah. Definitely.
Antonio, is this kind of the results that you usually hear?
This is absolutely the results that we hear all the time. This works 100% of the time that you do it 100% of the time. And so, my brother, I'm so happy for you. And as you
Thank
just
you.
continue to repeat and do the same thing. And now
Oh, yeah.
get used to the fact that you won't always feel like eating. And when you
Yeah.
don't, that means your body is fat burning and it has stored energy there for that purpose. So if you
That's
don't
good.
feel like eating, go a little bit further. It only speeds up the process. But incredible story and very well done. And thank you very much for sharing that.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, and I appreciate that. I always love the post confidence.
That's
Absolutely,
right.
John. Thank you
Yes,
so much for sharing, man.
yes,
And
sir,
listen,
Pastor.
I know that you are the type person that is not over for you yet. You're just
Oh, no.
beginning.
Oh,
And
yeah,
uh,
definitely.
and listen, and I look forward and I celebrate your results as you go through the process.
All right, thank you,
Okay?
Pastor. Appreciate that. Yes.
Okay. All right,
All right.
John. Hey, listen, have a great rest of the night and stay on
Oh yeah.
board because
Oh
Mr.
yeah.
Turner going to have some more information for us tonight, okay?
Okay.
Come on, give John Price a great big hand. God bless you, man.
Thank you. God bless y'all.
That sounds like his wife.
Yes. Yes. That's her in the background.
All right. John Antonio, I thought that would be important because people need to see other people
Right,
just like them,
right,
starting this process. And
right.
and as I began, I had one other individual that wanted to talk tonight, and at this juncture, he's not able to come on board. But hey, listen, just that one person there is evidence there that it can work.
Right. And it worked for everybody. This is not something that, oh, it's going to work for some people and it's not going to work for other people. This is going to work for everyone because this is how our bodies work. We just aren't educated as to that, and there are reasons for that that we'll go into a little bit later. But the point is that this is a journey that we all can take, no matter where we start. We can learn it. It's very basic, and all we then have to do is just to repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, and let the body do the work, just like when we were kids and we cut our finger. And it was when we let that finger alone that the body went through the process of healing that finger, and by the grace of God, we were able to keep on going.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. At this point, Antonio, the first session back in January, you actually gave an overview of intermittent fasting. You talked a little bit about some dietary things, and you answered some questions
Right,
that some of the people that were viewing had at that time. And so it was more of an overview. As we prepare for tonight, I think the key theme behind tonight is execution. So
yes,
so so how do we do it? People say, "Well, I've heard it. It sounds like
right,
something I'll be interested in. So how do I execute it? What's my next step?"
yes,
The people like John and Elliot, and I see some other folks saying that they have already started their execution, and they were fast starters. They couldn't wait till the next one to get started. but,
right.
but 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 for those people that have heard the information and now they're ready to execute, can you just share with us what that looks like?
Right. What we want to do is first we want to understand fasting. And fasting is basically going without food or calories specifically. And so once we understand that, then we learn that there are these feeding windows. It's how long are you fasting? So the beautiful thing is that he's already created quite an aggressive feeding window to start, which is he eats from 1 until 8, which is 7 hours a day. So
Mhm.
that's beautiful because then the other 17 hours, his body can digest the food that he's just eaten, and then it can start to burn on the fat that he has stored, which the body has stored for this purpose. This is a real truthful discussion. This is not a shaming thing. This is not a ridicule thing. This is just a truthful discussion of our bodies, where they are, and how they can be so much better. And I don't want anyone to take this in any other way other than me coming to share the knowledge and truth that I have gained on this journey myself. I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to be a doctor, but I have learned a lot about weight loss through my own weight loss and losing 50 pounds. And now I find that just like he has applied it and he's lost 10, the next person can apply it and they will lose, and the next person, and so on and so on and so on. So we have something here that is of value to all people and that we need to share. But now let's get into the nitty gritty of what are the basics that you need to think with when you are doing this and integrating it into your life.
Wonderful, wonderful. We have a lot of. I'm putting on the screen here as many people that's kind of showing some results. Listen, more people have started this, Tony, than I was even aware of.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
and I'm seeing some things here: 4 pounds, 5 pounds. We
Yes,
have
yes,
Gloria and Elliot,
yes.
they are a couple. They have started together
Oh,
with 3 kids, and
yes,
they are
yes.
saying that they're losing weight. Here's Alyssa Moore and Clarence Moore, another couple at the church.
Right.
down 10, she's down 10 pounds. Her husband is down 6 pounds. I mean, this is real serious stuff here.
Right. Well, see, when you have a truthful solution, it works. You see, when I saw a commercial the other day for a respirant. It's a breathing device that's supposed to help you with your blood pressure. Now, that may or may not work, and especially not going to work because it's just talking about making you relax. That's not going to work when your boss gives you a hard way to go at work, when you have trouble at home, when you get hit by a bill you weren't expecting. Your stress is going to go through the roof, and so is your blood pressure. So
Mm,
that's not a real solution. But what this is a real solution that I've used, that you've used, and that everyone that's hearing this can actually use. And when you do a truthful solution, you get results immediately.
right, right. I'm Antonio, and I want to just get some feedback from you on this because I can remember when I had a trip to my doctor, and at that time in my life, I was probably around 190, 195 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a tall guy. I'm only 5'9.5".
Right.
But my body structure is that most of my weight goes to my midsection,
Mm-hmm.
which in talking to you, that's one of the worst
Not good.
places to carry. But
Yeah.
so my doctor told me at that junction, he said, Mr. Taylor, I need you to get down to 175. Now, when he told me I need to get down to 175 and I'm about 195, then I'm saying, doctor, I'm gonna look like somebody gonna think somebody's starving me. Somebody
Yeah.
gonna think I'm sick. How am I gonna look at 175? I really thought I had this image in my mind that
Mm-hmm.
175 was going to look unhealthy or sickly. And I
Right.
think that that's one of the things, especially in the black culture, when people start losing weight, the first thing
Right.
a lot of people want to say is somebody's sick.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. We have too often been not facing the reality of what a healthy body is and what a healthy body looks like.
Hmm.
We should not be obese. Okay, we should not. Now, there
Right.
are reasons why we are, and it's because we weren't taught and told these things that we're going over right now when we were in kindergarten or elementary school or junior high school, which is when we really could have learned this information and not gone as big as all of us did. But the truth of the matter is, we have got to stop not calling it like it is. And the truth of the matter is, when we see people with, extra weight, it is a red flag. It is an indication that that body is not healthy. And then, surprise, surprise, each and every one of them, we find there's something. And there's another thing. And then there'll be another thing. And the truth of the matter is, we have just been too wrong promoted that big is okay, big is okay, big is okay. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with the person. Again, it's a big difference,
Yeah.
but an unhealthy body is an unhealthy body. And now, for the first time, because all that was ridicule. For the first time, we can actually see something like that, and we can reach out with something that can actually help and can help that person to live a healthier life, to feel better about themselves, and to go about this basic tool that they can use to operate their body correctly, that their body will respond to instantaneously.
Wow. Wow. I wanted to share because you sent me some information here, a couple
Mm-hmm.
flyers that when I saw them, I was just blown away. And as you shared that with us, and
Right.
here's one of them that that
Yes.
that you shared. And I hope my
Yeah.
audience can see this. I want them to make sure they see this because just talk about that a little bit, Antonio.
Right. 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 Well, see, the problem in America, as usual, come on, we're not surprised, is money gets in the way. And so back in the 70s, the big food companies realized that bodies love sugar. Okay? It is more addictive and rewarding to your senses than cocaine. And so
Hmm.
bodies love sugar, and bodies will make you buy sugar. And so therefore, they got in cahoots with the government, and the next thing you know, all of a sudden, all these carbs were recommended and all these sugar were recommended. And this is an actual ad where people will talk it. We're talking about sugar being such this great thing that here it keeps your energy up. No, it does not. It spikes your energy, But as soon
Wow.
as it spikes your energy, your body counters that because that's not natural, ups your insulin, and then the sugar crashes, and then you want to go to sleep. Remember when we were growing up and everybody said, "Look, man, I just ate. I got the itis."
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
All the itis ever was a sugar crash.
Wow.
Was a sugar crash. And so the truth of the matter is, this is unfortunately the misinformation and the misleading data that got out there and got accepted to be the number one truth, and it's not. I've got one more quick example is you've heard that saying, breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
you would think hearing that a doctor must have said that the Surgeon General must have said that. No, that was the General Foods Corporation when they wanted to sell more grape nut cereal. Had
Wow.
nothing to do with your body. Okay, it had everything to do with them wanting to sell more cereal. So they come with this catchy slogan that breakfast is the most important meal of the day because people back in that day were getting up and going to the factory. They were too busy getting to work to have to eat again. And so General Motors goes, wow, General Foods rather goes, wow, we can get people to eat if we promote to them that you can eat. It's just like McDonald's was a great corporation when they just had hamburgers. When they added breakfast, their sales went through the roof. So
Wow.
unfortunately, in America, money gets in the way. It does not mean it's true just because you see it written on a piece of paper, and your body will tell you it's not true because all of us that got bigger, including myself, we got bigger because sugar was our friend. And the truth of the matter is, sugar is one of our biggest enemies ever with regards to weight loss because it stops fat burning and it makes your body store fat.
Wow. 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 The thing that as we was looking at our foundation of scripture and Brother Elliot, if you hear me, I see you. I'm going to bring you on in a second. The biggest thing when I looked at the scripture here, because this is in lieu of our Bible study, and and I'm gonna put this up here because Second Peter chapter 1 verse 5, and it talks about, and besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to your virtue knowledge, and to your knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness. So as the scripture began to talk about this, I just honed in on that word temperance, because if we're not going to be temperate in what we do, then we're not going to have the kind of lifestyle that God wants us to make. Now here's this. I want to show this also. This definition of temperance, and it talks about. Listen to this. It says, I'm going to skip down to the latter part of, but habitual moderation in regard to the indulgence of natural appetite and passions, restrain or moderate indulge uh, as temperance in eating and drinking. We
Amen.
have to be temperance. And this is the Bible. See, this is
Yes.
my Bible. This is my Bible class, Antonio. So,
Amen.
so
Amen.
God says that we need to be temperance in
Right.
eating and drinking, which means
Yeah.
that we have to have some control.
Right. And the
Some,
body is the body is the perfect example of that, Pastor, because the truth of the matter is, what is fat? Fat is not a bad thing. Okay? We are
right.
not saying fat is a bad thing. No, fat is stored energy. Back
Hmm.
in the biblical times, and in just a couple of hundred years ago, we didn't always have food.
Right.
There was more starvation during World War II than any other time. And guess what? America got healthier.
Wow.
More starvation, fasting, and America got healthier. So the truth of the matter is, if you have a body and that body has excess fat storage, right there, your body is telling you you don't need to go and eat that much food because it already got the energy stored for you.
That Antonio, thanks for sharing that. That makes sense. Here's one of my deep thinkers in my ministry, Sister Alyssa Moore, and I think this is a great question that she asked. She says, "Who says breaking the fast breakfast has to be eaten in the morning?"
Exactly.
And I'm,
Exactly. Exactly.
because
Exactly.
break fast is what it's talking about.
Yes. And the truth of the matter is, who says you have to have cereal to break your fast? You can have steak. You can
Right.
have a you can have a salmon fillet. You can have fish, seafood. You can have popcorn if you want to. You can
Yeah.
technically break your fast with anything and with any time. And so again, the breakfast in the morning, and remember, the fast food restaurants will say before 11 o'clock. So that doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you have to eat before then. No, you
Right.
do not.
Right. Right. All right. So listen, I got in the waiting room our second testimonial. He's on, so we're going to bring him on, Antonio, at this time. Another great member of the church. Actually, he's a minister in the church, and he want to share his results, and I believe even and the results of his wife also. So, signs and wonders members and partners and friends and audience, please help me welcome my good friend, my brother, Minister Elliot Duncan. Elliot,
Hey, how's everybody doing?
doing well,
Great.
man. How are you?
Doing well, doing well, doing well.
Good, good, good. I understand that you have some information you want to share with us.
I do. So my wife and I both started this together. Um, Really, it was at her discretion because I thought with our schedule and kids, we're not going to be able to keep this up consistently. But God has just helped us with discipline, and we've kept this consistently for a couple of weeks. And we weighed ourselves, and both of us, she's lost about 10 pounds, and I've about 8 so far. And I'm amazed at the amount of energy I have because I noticed that the when we were eating, mostly it was when we were eating, we just felt
Mm-hmm.
tired.
Mm-hmm.
We were just kind of playing off our kids' schedule. But
Mm-hmm.
they've gotten older, so we've been able to more, stabilize when we're eating and just do some regular walking, nothing extreme. And we have come down in weight, and we are feeling a little more energetic. So this has been wonderful. So we plan to stay with this and start decreasing the amount of time we're eating and just see where we go because we still have some more. So
Mm-hmm.
we appreciate it.
Right. But because Antonio, as Elliot was talking, because usually if we're talking about execution, right? So
Right.
from your experience, usually what people usually start with maybe an 8 hour window. Is that usually what people
Yeah,
start?
people usually start with 8, but you start with wherever you can start. Okay. The truth of the matter is the reason why we all got bigger and bigger and bigger was because we ate breakfast at 7, we ate lunch at 12, we had a snack at 3, we had dinner at 6, we had a nice snack at 9, 10. We went to bed and we got up and did it all again. And so the truth of the matter is, even if you can just do 12 hours, okay, the bare minimum is 12 hours. So whatever time you start first meal, 7 o'clock in the morning, and you eat until 7 o'clock at night, that is going to still give your body a break off of the habit of eating all the time because a lot of our hunger comes from the habit. If you eat every day at 12 o'clock, your body knows you're going to eat every day at 12 o'clock. And come 11:30, 11:15, 11:45, your body's going to start creating the juices that are going to be necessary to digest the food that you're about to give it at 12 o'clock. So there's a habit that's like put into play that we can slowly but surely break out of. And by 12 hours at least, that's the first step. And you will find, just like my brother here, that all of a sudden you can go further and further and you feel better. And you know why you feel better? Because the calories that you get from fat are twice as much as the calories you get from sugar. So your
Wow.
body's brilliant. So if it's going to store an energy source, it's going to store a great energy source. So when you tap
Hmm.
into your fat burning, you're getting more energy from your fat than you were getting from when you were eating. And surprise, surprise, you feel like, whoa, I'm kind of like uh, feeling so much better. That's
Wow.
your body working.
Wow. Wow.
Beautiful thing.
But before I let you go, Elliot, because one of the things I wanted to make sure I highlighted with you is that you have you and Gloria, you have three young kids.
Yes,
You have Giselle. Giselle, how old is Giselle now?
Giselle is 8,
8, and then they have a set of twins. They are
4 years old.
4 years old. So this is a household that has an 8 year old, two 4 year olds, mom and dad, and a lot of young families might say, we can't do this. With kids. Usually, I can recall when my three sons were home. when they ate, I wanted to eat, you know, and so just give us a look peek into how you're able to do that with three young kids.
Okay. So, in addition to that, my wife is a full-time nursing student. She
Mm.
she has her studio. She also does hair, and I work full-time and mandatory overtime. And all of our kids were in virtual learning. So this has taken a lot of
Wow.
focus. So what we did was, um, they're very picky. So we started by eating what they ate. So when they ate chicken nuggets, we ate chicken nuggets, and our bodies responded differently to that. So we started with some more Mediterranean foods, less salty foods, which we didn't eat anyway. And we started curbing their taste buds, and then we started not eating with them. So we ate later in the day, and we felt that our bodies naturally did not require large portions of food. So when we eat smaller portions of food and just in a lot of salads, and they got curious because that's what we were eating. So they started eating things. So we're kind of gelling together as far as meals. Um, and we're not as tempted as much now since we're just feeling a little more energetic. We're not as
Mm-hmm.
tempted to eat as
Mm-hmm.
much as they're eating because they're burning way more than we are. So
Mm-hmm.
just maintaining that. My wife, when she's in and out of the hospital working as a nursing student, she takes her little smaller amounts of snacks because she can't eat the last meal with me that I do. So
Mm.
eating that is just kind of leveling out the appetite. No fast food, no sugary drinks, not heavy salts on any of the foods. We got a Mediterranean cooking book, and just those kinds of things have helped us with the first few pounds.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, Elliot, thank you so much for coming
Absolutely.
on and sharing. We appreciate your time. And tell Gloria, great job, Duncan's family. And you are encouraging some other young families that may be watching that it is doable. And God bless you, man, and continue success.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, we'll see you, man.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I wanted to point out something that he illustrated. We learn a lot of what we eat from what our parents eat.
True.
So parents need to be setting the good example for the children. Because if you eat something, they will be curious about eating that, especially if it's healthy, which we know is better for your body anyway. And it's also very interesting that the research is showing, you know, how they were before saying that everything was genetic and family, genetic and family, genetic and family. They're also realizing that guess what? Families eat the same.
Right.
So if
Wow.
everybody in the household is eating poorly, then mama gets a problem, daddy gets a problem, baby gets a problem, son, daughter gets a problem, but they all ate poorly. So the power of what he was talking about was getting healthier and healthier choices of food. And that needs to happen as early as possible. Because that's what I said. The reason why you and I got as big as we got was because when we were 4 and when we were 8, we weren't told any of this. I used to
That's
eat
right.
frosted flakes at 9 o'clock and 2 o'clock at night before I went to bed. Talk about jacking up your insulin and it's making yourself fat store. Oh my God.
How
But
about
we
ice?
now
How about ice cream?
exactly. Oh my God. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
So yes,
yeah.
this is such a beautiful thing. It's so powerful. I'm so excited when I see others seeing it and then figuring out how to work it for their situation. Because every life and everybody is a little bit different, but the
Right,
basics are the same, and we can use this and we can flourish.
right. Now, if we go a step further into execution,
Yes.
this is my story and my wife's our story actually.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we understand and we adopted the information that you share with us that you could eat whatever. It wasn't a diet. But
Mm-hmm.
Gentonio, let me tell you what happened with us. As
Okay.
we began to see the results,
Mm-hmm.
we automatically just became pickier about
Right.
what we wanted to eat. It wasn't
Right.
that we couldn't eat it, but
Right.
for instance, I think it was last week, and was the first time in over 30 days. I love Popeye's chicken, Antonio. Okay,
Of course.
all right,
Popeye's good.
but last week was the first time that I ate a piece of fried chicken in 30 days.
I believe it. I believe it. And
Now
yes,
that's incredible for me.
wonderful. That's what, because technically the truth is this is not a diet. Okay,
Right,
this is a lifestyle. So
right,
technically you can eat anything. But the
right.
truth of the matter is, what is amazing is by this lifestyle, your body gets healthier. And healthy bodies don't desire what they used
Gotcha,
to desire.
gotcha.
You
That's
know,
okay, okay.
I drive past fast food restaurants all the time now, and I will go
Right,
home and
right,
make something to eat. After this,
right.
I've been fasting now for 27 and a half hours. So I haven't eaten since yesterday, right around when we talked. Okay.
27 hours.
27 and a half hours, yes. Yes, since
Mhm.
yesterday that I haven't eaten. And right after this, I'm going inside and I'm going to make me some beautiful jalapeno spice beef, ground beef with some vegetables and chopped up and cut and some cheese and just some
Mhm.
kombucha, fermented tea that's good for your gut. I mean, I just no longer like, oh my God, I'm finished. Let me go order a whole pizza because I did. I ate
Right.
whole pizzas when I first started this, and I still lost the weight because I was 10 to 6. 10 in the morning to 6 in the evening. That was when I ate, and I ate whatever in there. However, as I got healthier, I no longer desired to do those. So
Right.
technically,
Okay.
yes, you can
Okay.
eat anything. And I now believe you can eat anything you want if you just fast long enough.
Right. Gotcha. Gotcha.
You see? You
Wow.
see?
Wow.
So it's a beautiful journey and a beautiful
Gotcha.
lifestyle that can totally be done.
Gotcha. For the next now, audience, if you have any questions, we got about 25 minutes into this session left. If you have any particular question, I want you, as we did the first time, to put your question into the comment section, and I will share that question with Antonio, and we'll try to get to those questions. So do that as we come to the last 25 minutes of this particular session. Now, Antonio, let's execution. Okay, so I've started my intermittent fasting
Yes.
methodology, my chosen time frame of eating.
Right.
But I got off the boat. I got off the boat, and I went into a season where I was just off.
Right.
So let's talk to those people, and because some of us that have started, we might hit a time where we just get off the
Mhm.
boat. So
Yes.
what do you say to those people?
I say that's the most beautiful part about this lifestyle. Okay, if you stop, you stop. But then once you want to start back, you just start back and the benefits start right away, right there. So there's no busting this lifestyle. There's no, oh my God, I did this and therefore I can't do it anymore. No, if you've done it one day and then you want to take a break, then you take a break. Okay. This is not easy. Okay. You know, I was thinking, I took 30 years to gain 50 pounds and I lost it in 8 months. So that's
Wow.
240 days. That's 240 days of fasting was necessary to get rid of that 50 pounds. Now, in the big scheme of things, that is well worth it. But
Right.
240 is a lot of days in a row.
Right.
Okay. So
Right.
I don't expect everyone to go 100 days in a row. You may go 10, you may go two, depending on where you're starting and how your body is situated. You may be able to do one, then you got to take a break. This will work. There's research that shows you can do intermittent fasting 5 days a week and eat regular on 2 days a week, and you still get benefit. So
Wow.
this does not get busted. If you
Right.
stop it for whatever reason, that's okay. Just start again tomorrow and just
Right.
keep on starting again tomorrow. This is the way you get all the way home.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Because additionally, what I remember personally, and I
Mhm.
believe that there is a psychological issue when it comes to dieting. I think dieting make you depressed. And watch this. Now,
Yeah.
as a therapist, I understand the impact of depression because
Right.
some people, when they go depressed, they eat more. So it's almost
Mm-hmm.
like with this intermittent fasting, I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to
Mm-hmm.
be depressed, or when I look at a piece of fried food or look at something,
Right.
hey, if I want to eat it, I'm gonna eat it. If it's not in my window, I'm not gonna eat it. I have
Yep.
control. If I eat it, like you said, now
Yep.
I'm going to fast for 20 hours.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so this way of life, it
Mm-hmm.
reduces the stress, anxiety. My wife said all the time, she ain't got to worry about what we're gonna eat. You know, it takes
Mm-hmm.
that away, and it makes
Mm-hmm.
you freer to
Yeah.
really to get healthier.
Right. Yeah. The beautiful part here is when you are doing intermittent fasting, it's not about all those other things. And the reason that it works is because this is how our bodies work. Okay. We each have insulin that is responsible for getting sugar out of our bloodstream and into the cells of our body so we can have energy. Okay. So when we eat sugar, that sugar goes up and the body puts out that insulin. But the problem is when that insulin goes up, it signals to the body, oh, I got excess. I might as well store that. And so it gets in the storing fat. But the truth of the matter is that when we are doing this is what how your body works, so it works. Now, a diet that says, okay, there are all these crazy diets. I'm gonna do a watermelon diet, and I'm gonna do a lemon diet, I'm gonna do a this diet. That stuff may or may not actually have anything to do with how your body works.
Right.
So as a result, it's not true. If it's not true, it might not work. When it doesn't work, then people get discouraged. Next thing you know, they say screw it, and then they say, okay, I'm gonna just overeat because they have built up deficiencies, nutritional deficiencies, sugar deficiency. There's an amount of sugar the body always wants to have, so that it's there for you for energy. When you
Yeah.
deplete that, the body wants to come back and get that, and it wants to come back and get that big time. And it can make you binge when you didn't even intend to binge. You just ate a little bit and you just couldn't stop. That's all stuff that happens body, and that's all stuff that happens when you're not doing the right thing, which is the truthful way your body operates. We don't have that problem because this is how our body operates. Go eat anything. I go to the Waffle House, and I'm proud to say I go to the Waffle House because they don't have a Waffle House in California. but 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 I don't have to go to one every time I'm by one. I drove
Right.
past one this past weekend in Houston when I was visiting my 100-year-old aunt, and guess what? I didn't go inside, so
Right.
I didn't have to. But the beautiful thing is, I could have, and then I just fast more. So this is a whole new way of looking at operating our body. That's not really a diet. It's more of a lifestyle. But the good news is it's a lifestyle we can do, and ultimately we can get incredibly healthy and have the
Yes.
benefits that you know about that we're talking about.
Right. Yeah. In the athletic arena, especially when you talk about professional sports, if you
Mhm.
really get into researching and reading about those athletes' diets,
Oh
not
yeah,
diets, their way of eating,
what they eat, right? What they
how they
eat, right?
eat,
Right.
you'll see that they incorporate intermittent fasting in their
Absolutely.
programs.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
J Lo and A Rod, big brouhaha on just doing intermittent fasting. A lot of them, like I saw a Saturday Night Live skit that was joking about Tom Brady and saying that Tom Brady hasn't eaten sugar in 15 years. Well,
Wow.
look at Tom Brady, you
Wow.
know,
43 years old.
right, and hasn't eaten sugar in 15 years. But look at his body and look at what he's still capable of doing. We have miracles. These are temples of God that are the most wonderful things, but you have to operate them. And unfortunately, they don't come with the owner's manual. And so we have to learn from each other and from experiences. But the good news is truth works and truth gives incredible results. And
Yeah.
that's what we have here on this intermittent fasting journey that I hope everyone listening will try it and will keep on coming back to keep doing it again and again and again. And slowly but surely, and it
Yeah.
could be incredibly slowly, your body will get better. This is a marathon, it's not a sprint. It took 30 years to get to where you are. You're
Right.
not gonna undo it in a day unless you
Right.
go have a surgery, and then you might die from the anesthesiology not
Right.
working right, or whatever complications can come over there. Not of anybody's particular fault, but just there's that risk.
Right.
We have something that has no risk, that has something that we just have to do it. And the longer we do it, the more our body repairs, regenerates, rejuvenates, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Right. I'm glad you said that because I wanted this one of the things I wanted to counter as we get closer and closer to our wrap up for the night.
Mhm.
You know, one thing about the body is capability, an awesome capability of restoring itself,
Yes,
of
yes,
restoring itself. You know,
yes,
after
yes,
years and decades of
yes.
mistreatment to our
Right,
bodies,
right,
you know, the ability for it to recover and restore.
right.
And I, go ahead, talk about that a little.
That's one of the problems. Okay, one of the problems with a lot of the bad things we do is that when we do those bad things, they don't kill us. The body is just that strong that
Right,
it takes decades of doing really, really bad things to our
right,
body in order to kill it. And so therefore we do it, we go, oh, that's okay. And then maybe there's some feel good associated with it or whatever have you, and you get totally misturned around as to
right,
what you are doing. But this body is able to repair itself. Like I want to go over very quickly the benefits that you get as you fast longer. Because once you get down getting your feeding window and then you do your fasting, you will see that you are not as hungry and you're able to go longer and longer without it. Well, that's better and better. And the reason why I'm now at 27 and a half hours of fasting is because I know that the longer I fast, your benefits just build up exponentially. So in 13 hours of fasting, you start burning fat. That's the problem why we're constantly getting bigger when we're eating around the clock, like I talked about earlier in the presentation. When you get to 17 hours, there's something called autophagy, which is autophagy, self-eating autophagy. And what that really means is that the cells, when they stop getting fed all the time, they start looking around going, wait a minute, what is non-optimal so I can go eat that and get rid of that and repair that so I can live longer because I want to make sure when I do have food, it's being used properly. So
right.
at 17 hours, our body starts to fix itself. You know,
Wow,
at 24 hours, our human growth hormone starts going up. So when you do this, don't be surprised if your skin starts feeling better, looking better. Don't be surprised if your energy starts going up. Your feel good hormones go up. That helps everybody out. That's what goes in your. There's a feel full hormone that goes up. Then you aren't as hungry. There are all these hormones that kick in and normalize and help you along this way. And then
wow,
when you go even further, then you get your body doing your insulin sensitivity increases. And anybody who's heard of diabetes or been told they're pre-diabetic or they're diabetic or whatever have you, their insulin sensitivity is not high at all because the system is always overloaded with sugar. And so by fasting 54 hours, then guess what? Your body has a chance to work through that. And when it works through that, it is able to do well and do good in order to have that sensitivity and the body respond like it's supposed to respond. And then you're able to get better and better with that condition. And then at 72 hours and 3 days without food, your body creates a whole new immune system.
mm,
Now, think about how powerful that is in this day that we're into right now. And
right,
that is absolutely wonderful because the truth of the matter is we all need strong immune systems. And fasting is the way that your body will reset its immune system, create new blood cells, and be ready for any challenge that it has, from viruses to cancers to anything else. This
right,
is an incredible machine, but we gotta push away from the table more and more and more to get it to do what it needs to do in order to kick in the longevity genes, as opposed to the just feed me and multiply genes, which creates problems in and of itself.
right. You know, you hit all around this spiritual concept of
Yes,
physical healing and
Yes.
God being a one
Yes.
that can heal. But as I was thinking about that as a pastor, I'm thinking as you're talking, how can God heal a body that we ourselves are destroying?
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
almost like we are working against
Yes.
what God would want us to be and how to feel. So
No, if you think about
it's paradoxical.
totally, it's exactly when it says that faith without works
Yeah,
is dead.
yeah,
So we can have all the faith in the world, but we need to put in the work.
right,
And we need to be able to do what we need to do now that as we learn more about what that is, in order to give this body a healthy opportunity at greatness, which it's ready to give you. You just have to do your part, and your part,
right,
which will be
right,
hard at first because we got habit and we
right,
got things that the body's used to having. But if you will persist through that and just do as much as you can, do as much as you can, do as much as you can, your body will get better and better, healthier and healthier. And this is a beautiful thing for all of us. And I'm
right,
very happy to
right.
share it with those who would be open to it.
Great, great. I, Gentlemen, I tell my members, and as a pastor, some people might say, Pastor, I can't believe you're saying this, but I believe it's to be true. And that truth that I believe, gentlemen, is that God is a God of miracles, but He's not doing miracles every day. He's everybody. I mean, you look around,
Right,
everybody is not getting healed from cancer.
right,
Everybody is
right,
not. When I say heal, I'm talking about miraculous. And we did a study on miracles. Miracles are
uh-huh.
things that cannot be explained through medicine.
Yes, yes,
Doctors don't understand it.
yes,
So those things are not happening all the day, every
yes,
day. So if I understand that truth, I'm going to put myself in a position where
yes.
I don't need a physical miracle because
Right,
I'm doing the things that I can do
right,
myself to keep my
right.
body as healthy as possible. And I know, things can happen. There are always anomalies,
Yeah,
always.
yeah,
That's going to always happen. But when we
yeah,
look at the
yeah.
grand scope of things, we can
Mm-hmm.
begin to see that people exercise. Like I can remember somebody was running and had a heart attack. And somebody said, "Oh man, he was running, he was healthy and had a heart attack." Well, we don't understand. Maybe there was a birth defect that was
That's right.
undiagnosed. But
That's
but
right.
but for the majority of the population, people that
Mm-hmm.
exercise, people that
Right,
eat right,
right,
people that
right,
do the right kind, that understand their body,
right.
they are more have a greater propensity to be
Yes,
healthier and live longer.
yes. It's sort of like this. I can be incredibly healthy and I can fast for a week at a time and I can go across the street and get hit by a bus.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So there still will always be some things that are out of our control.
Right.
However, I do not need to have obesity. I do not need to have these lifelong conditions when now I have found a pathway that requires work,
Right.
but that I can follow and can get my body healthy enough all the way out. It's like I
Right.
said the last time, my aunt lives next to Carl Lewis, and I can go knock on his door and say, Mr. Lewis, would you please race me? But before I race you, I'm gonna put a 100-pound back sack on my back, and yeah, I'm gonna see how that helps me to beat you. But it's
Right.
hard enough. It's hard enough for me to beat the man who was once the fastest man in the world, as
Right.
it is. So
Right.
I don't need to add additional weight to my back.
Right.
That doesn't help me putting weight on my back. And so that excess fat storage that we have, which again has the purpose of energy for when there is no food, has some value. But when it's excessive, that's not helping us. That's actually a hindrance to us. And now we have the way and the understanding that we can actually tackle it, take it on, and with persistence, we can actually get all the way out. The way out is the way through.
Gotcha. So we're about 7 minutes before we end this session. But we'll be back, audience, and I want to make sure, Sister Casino or someone, can you put in the comment our next date, which is March. I know it's the first Tuesday in March, 2021. Someone put that in the comment for me. But we'll be back in March. Um, as a move toward conclusion, I was thinking about Gentonio, uh, the bonuses that you get from this lifestyle. Now, I shared with my members that probably a few weeks ago, I've always been one that bite my nails. I'm a nail biter. And listen, if Tuesday, March the 2nd at 7 p.m. Thank you, Sis Christina. I'm a nail biter. My dad gave it to me. It must be in my genetics. Anyway, I've had times in my life where I have conquered that and went long periods of time. Uh, and get to a point where I begin manicures, man. And I feel like somebody when I get one too, because I know what I've accomplished. One of the things now, 30 days ago, Gentonio, I had slipped back into that. I gained weight because I wasn't concentrating on my intermittent fasting,
Mhm.
and guess what else? I started back biting my nails. Listen,
Wow.
but guess what? Tonight
You're not
they coming.
biting.
Not in
What?
30 days. In the next
30
30
days.
days, I'm gonna be going. I'm gonna have to go get my. I ain't going to no nail shops right now. I'm gonna have to get my wife, to groom me up there because.
Yeah.
So what am I saying? I'm saying to my audience, when we are disciplined in one area, it
Mhm.
also impacts other areas. And it's so scriptural. He that is faithful over a few things, God will make them faithful over many things. So if
Hey.
I can handle my
Yeah.
appetite, if I can
Mhm.
handle and control. I saw someone put in the chat about handling the urge. I think it was Marsha. Let me see if I can bring that up. Marsha, I'm sorry. I hope you're still on. You had Gentonia, look at this. You remember the baddest, not major red, what what you call drum major, the
Drum
baddest,
major,
one of the
right,
baddest drum majors in
right.
Sussex Central history,
That's right. That's right.
Marsha G. You
That's
remember
right.
her? One of the
Yep.
baddest drum
Yep.
majors. And and,
That's
and,
right.
and, and and she asked the question, do you get hungry? If so, what curbs your urge to eat?
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Let me answer that. Let me address that.
okay,
That's right. Do you get hungry? Yes. Yes. This does not stop us from having a body. Okay. So you are going to get hungry. But here's the good news. The good news is your hunger is going to diminish. Okay. Right now, when you start this journey, and when I started the journey, I was a sugar burner. Okay. When you are a sugar burner, the reason why people eat at 7, 12, 3, 6, 9 is because they're hungry
right.
and because they have to eat all the time because the sugar's constantly going up, and every time it goes down, you get more hunger. So the good news is when you stop eating so often, you're actually going to be having less of those hunger spikes. And then as you start burning fat and your body actually switches over from sugar burner to fat burner, then it's got the energy. Body just wants energy. Hunger is just to make us put energy into the body. Okay. And so once we get into doing this, you're going to be hungry much, much, much less. And as you burn off the excess fat storage that's clogging your cells and stopping the energy from getting into your cells, you're going to have more efficient usage of the energy that you put in. So that will diminish. But now, in the meantime, what you can do is this: you can drink water. Okay. Lots of times when your body is making you hungry, your body is really thirsty, but it knows that
True.
water, yeah, water is really in food. And so water's in food, it will give you the hunger, which really makes you eat so it can get the water. The body is so beautiful. It's just amazing. But you can also do other things like take a slice of lemon and put lemon juice in that water. And a slice of lemon, a tablespoon or so of lemon is only like 6 calories. That's not going to break your fast. That put that in the water. And that water will taste the best water ever when you have the lemon in it. You can also go to the store and get yourself some very inexpensive apple cider vinegar, which is very, very good for a variety of reasons, including giving you more acid in your stomach so you can break down food better. And so you can do certain things that will tide you over until your feeding window comes. And then you start getting used to looking forward to your feeding window. And the other thing I will end with is in your feeding window, make sure you get full. This is not a diet where you're counting calories and you're cutting sizes. No, your job is to get full. Now you want to get full on healthy fats and protein and not on carbohydrates, okay? Because that's just gonna jack your sugar, which is gonna raise your insulin, which is gonna stop your fat burning. But you do want to get full. So those salads and all those things, you want to eat up. And when you get full, then you are more easily able to go all the way until the next feeding window as well. So, yes, you will get hungry because we don't stop having a body because we start doing intermittent fasting. But there are ways to handle it. And one of my friends who has lost like 35 pounds, she says, I love it when I'm hungry because that means I'm fat burning. That's
Okay,
right.
all right. Well, Antonio, listen. Now,
Yes.
audience, right before we log off, as I did on in January, I'm doing again here tonight. I'm going to give one copy of Antonio's book, The Real Truth, The Real Truth, and we're going to be giving one copy of the book tonight. I need all of you in the comment room, in the comment section, to type in an alphabet. I need you to type in an alphabet between A and Z. I need you to type in an alphabet between A and Z. I'm writing down the alphabet right now, and I show you. Well, yeah, I can show it to you before we leave. But I'm writing down an alphabet between A and Z, and I need you to start putting that alphabet in the comment room. And then as you do that, I'm going to go through. I'm going to try one more time for this presentation that I tried to bring on board earlier. So give me 1 second. Write your alphabets down. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to at that time share with you who will be the winner. Okay? And let me know if you hear this. Okay? Here we go. Okay. All right. I'm still having some issues. I promise you. I promise you that I'm going to figure out what's been going on, and I'll have that straight by the time we get back together again. I promise you that. Um, but as we look over here in the chat room, the volume is not coming on. Look at that. Aren't you something? Ah, well, praise God anyhow. Okay. All right. So, all right. Let me look in the chat room here. And yeah, I apologize, audience. I have it right the next time. Okay. Okay. Let me go all the way to the top here, Mr. Turner. What's the weather over in California today, Jantonio?
Today was kind of cool. So it's like 60 degrees out on the beach. And, life is hard, but I'm not having all of that snow that you all are having. I don't miss that at all.
Got you. I got you. Okay, so we got, you know what? It happened last month, and it happened again tonight, and that is we actually have two winners. We have two winners because, oh, you won't be able to see it on here. You have to trust me. I promise you, I'm being honest. The letter for the winning letter tonight was the letter L. L is in love. And I think I saw Sister Kashina Lots One and Sister Lillian Johnson. So you two will be receiving a free copy of The Real Truth, authored by our guest here, Gentonio Turner. I need, Sister Kashina, I have your information. Mrs. Johnson, I need to get your, if you could, if I tell you what, I'm gonna put in here, Miss Johnson, my email. I'm putting that in the room in the comment right now, and you can just email me your address, davidtaylor2000 at comcast.net, and here it comes. Miss Johnson, this is my email address. Take a picture of that. You are certainly welcome. And just email me your address, and you'll be receiving your free copy of the book, The Real Truth, and it's gonna bless your life. Anything last you want to say, Gentonio, tonight before we close?
I just want to say thank you, Pastor Taylor, for the opportunity to help me reach more people with this message of hope, of truth, of execution. And I am very, very, very happy to share what I have learned in my own experience and that I see working every day and changing people's lives. And no matter how hard it seems, no matter how many diets you failed at before, no matter how much exercise hasn't worked, I just want to encourage everyone to start small, but just keep on doing it as much as you can do. And I guarantee you, your body will respond and you will be happy and you will get to a better place health-wise. And because too many of us are getting taken out over things that we should not be getting taken out over, but that's what happens when we have unhealthy bodies.
Okay. Well, Gentonio, again, bless you, man. It's been wonderful. We are looking forward to our next session in March. And make sure you put that on your calendars and tell your friends. Tell, like we say in the Black community, tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody to come and be a part of our March session. And we're going to have some more testimonies. I know we're going to have many more testimonies that talk and results of what this lifestyle did for you. And if my email address is in the comment section, feel free to email me and I'll send you a link so you can be a part of the next session and share about the great things that's happening in your health. Our prayer is that you be healthy, that you live the kind of life, regardless of how old you are. If God still has you here, He wants you enjoying, and He wants you showing forth His blessings in your life. And as we do our part, we can be sure that God is going to do His. So we'll see you, Signs and Wonders. We'll see you back here on Sunday brunch at 12 noon on Sunday. And for the next 3 Wednesdays, 3 weeks in February, we'll be back on our Wednesday schedule, Wednesday at 7 p.m. But can you just help me give Gentonio a great big hand for being with us? And Gentonio, we look forward to seeing you back here with us in March. Listen, God bless you all, Signs and Wonders. You know that we love you. Sister Regina, God bless you. Dr. Williams, God bless you. Sister Lillian, thank you for coming. Enjoy the book. All our guests, all our friends, and all of our family and members, we're just so happy that you were able to be a part. But until next time, our prayer is that God will be with you. As the scripture says, above all of our getting, get an understanding. And I believe that as we understand more, we'll do better. And if we do better, we'll live better. God bless you. Until our next broadcast is our prayer. Bye-bye for now.